The Vikings released linebacker William Kwenkeu? What the? Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus. Here is Onebar, who's apparently still on vacation. And the Vikings signing Tanner Vallejo. Turns out there's a casualty from the roster on that move, and it's linebacker William Kwenkeu.
Cheers to William Kwenkeu, the undrafted free agent from Temple last year. Gets cut at the end. They bring him back to the practice squad. They elevate him to the roster. He actually played in a handful of games. And William Kwenkeu is a hell of a story. And I think he actually, or I guess I thought he was actually maybe even pushing for a job this year.
Well, and he was one that Kevin O'Connell called out in the spring press conference. Well, these young linebackers he's excited about. I think he mentioned Troy Dye. He mentioned William Kwenkeu. And to have that praise from the head coach, whatever happened between that moment and now, the day he's released, we'll have to talk about, because I think there's a couple things that came up.
Well, I mean, it just solidifies that when we say that, oh, Kevin O'Connell talked about this guy in press conference, it means jack shit. Kevin O'Connell's probably one of the nicer coaches, the way he talks about his players. He will continue to call out people, even if he knows deep down in his heart that they have no reason to make this team. So I'm not buying into his call outs at all. It's nice. It's warm and fuzzy. Speaking of warm and fuzzy, give us a sub. Let's get 10K because it gives us the warm and fuzzies. But, yeah, I mean, inside linebacker, they just signed Vallejo, who's kind of a special teams guy. I look at this, if anything, as a plus for Ivan Pace. Maybe they already know their inside linebacker. Maybe they already know the guys that are making the team.
Well, and that's what I talked about in my Tanner Vallejo video, was that maybe they want Ivan Pace off of special teams. And I just kind of assumed that there was still a spot. I know we've kind of cut some guys, terminated some contracts, when we signed some guys. I assume we just have one spot left. But apparently, William Kwenkeu and his 2 penalties on special teams was, Matt Daniels said, screw it, get this guy off my special teams unit. I need a stud who's very, very good. I want Tanner Vallejo, who's a special teams ace, taking that spot. I can't handle these penalties. Get this loser off my team.
Okay, first off, Kwenkeu, not a loser, made quite the stride last year after being undrafted and making the team. I think we already have a special team stud, and his name is Najee Thompson. Well, so I think Vallejo is a short-term guy. I think our backup inside linebacker is going to come down to Ivan Pace, Troy Reeder, and Troy Dye.
Well, that's what was surprising about me with the Vallejo signing. After the great game Thompson had, you go out and sign the special teamer. But I do think it comes down to the 2 penalties Kwenkeu had for a backup linebacker making this roster. That was kind of his best bet. And maybe this new, Brian Flores didn't see a lot in him as far as the inside linebacker. He only keeps up 4 or 5 usually every year. And then the fact he made these couple of mistakes on special teams, maybe they're not giving these guys long leashes anymore.
Maybe not. And like you said, maybe they knew he wasn't in the plans and they're doing him a favor, because Kwenkeu can play in the league. He proved it. And I'm guessing this isn't the last we've seen him in the NFL, and maybe not even with the Vikings, but yeah. He's gonzo. It's just weirder. I anticipate seeing just random cuts throughout now, because it's just, you don't have to get rid of these guys until the end. So that's why I think we're seeing a lot more releases, signings like this, opposed to just big axes. So I think we're going to see a lot of these signings until the end of August.
Well, this one's significant because Kwenkeu actually was on the team last year, active for 6 games. So he was a member of the 2022 Vikings. And, it's weird because this regime has been very favorable to guys they brought in, guys they signed, their own players. Whether they suck or not, they tend to keep them around. And the fact that they gave Kwenkeu the axe, maybe they're dropping the hammer this year.
Yeah, and speaking of being active, I just got out of the wave pool. I can still taste the urine on my face. It's all over me. That thing is – wave pools are 70% urine. That can be your fact. I was disgusted in there. My immune system's through the roof right now.
I'm guessing there's more fecal matter than urine.
No, just full of piss. I hate it.
Well, you dropped the facts. I don't even have to do it. I'm going to save mine then. That's it. William Kwenkeu.
70% of wave pools are urine.
William Kwenkeu is gonzo. A lot of urine and wave pools. Let us know in the comments what you think. Is he going to make a way back to the roster? Is this it? Kwenkeu gone, never a Viking again?
Let me say this. Our inside linebacker, I know Kwenkeu wasn't in the long-term plans. it's better. It's better. It's fine. He wasn't going to make the team.
Probably not.
I can't. I mean, he was a guy that was probably pushing for it, but they knew he wasn't there. They did him a favor.
Yeah, hopefully he can catch on with somebody else. We wish William Kwenkeu the best. Thank you for your service. This sip is for you.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player.
All right, well, that's it. One more drop the fact, and catch you guys in the next one.